Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Mishnah Yomi. Today's Mishnah is Masechah Sheviis, Perek Zayin, Mishnayos Dalet and Hey. Let's start with Mishnah Dalet. Lakav Bechor Mishnah Bno, Olaregya V'lo Sarachlo. You bought a Bechor. Now, we're talking about a Bechor, not only a Bechor, a firstborn animal. That's Pet Rechem. It's the first born animal to the mother. It has Kedusha. You have to give it to a Kohen. If it gets a mum, if it gets a blemish, a permanent blemish, then you're allowed to eat it or to sell it. You bought it. You're allowed to buy it as long as it has a mum. You took it for the wedding of your son. I guess it's worth a lot of money. They sell it. Imagine going to the store. It's not just the prime rib. It's the prime rib of a bechor. Can you believe it? You go to the butcher store. You bought it from Mishnah B'no, Ola Regel, Ola Sarach. You bought it for Yontiv. Mutter Lamochro. You could sell it. Now, technically, you're not supposed to do Mekach Memkar with Bechor, but just to sell it for the amount of money that's worth, you're allowed to, for the value that it's worth. To make a profit on it, you're not allowed to do, and you're still not allowed to sell it in the marketplace, make it cheapen it by selling it in the public marketplace. Sadei chayav ofos v'dagnim shtezam lehem minim tmei and mutar and lamachra. And again, these halachas have nothing to do with Sheviis, but they're included based on the previous mission that we talked about these things. If it happens that you're someone who traps wild animals, chaya ofos, birds or fish, right? You obviously want the kosher ones, but you also got some not kosher ones. Mutar and lamachra, you're allowed to sell it. Now, even though technically there's a halacha, the Gemara says in Psachim, you're not allowed to raise non-kosher animals and make a business out of them. You're not allowed to make a business out of non-kosher food, of tameh food. English are tameh, non-kosher animals. You're not allowed to make a business out of them. Here, you're a trapper and you're trying to trap kosher animals, and you ended up trapping non-kosher animals, so you got it anyway. So you're allowed to sell it. He just says even if you're not someone whose job is to trap things. Let's say you're passing by, all right, like it says in the pasuk, you pass by and you see a birds, you see eggs, right? So send away the mother bird and take the eggs. The eggs hatch into birds. So even if it happens, it's not your profession. You're allowed to do this also because again, you didn't intend to do it. It wasn't part of your business. Torah is making a business out of it. It's not a business; it just happens. So Chum Ostran, Chum say no. They only made the heter to sell if you're a professional, meaning you're a professional trapper, hunter, and that's what you do for a living. So therefore, it's reasonable. Chazal allowed you to get away with selling it because you're for sure not doing it for a business. But if you just pass by, so maybe you'll say, "Oh, this is the start of my business." I found this while I was walking. I found this bird. Maybe I'll just sell it. Maybe that's called a business according to the Rabbanan. We'll try to explain this more in Mishnah to explain this machlokes. We paskin like Rabbi Yehuda that you're allowed to. Hey, lulave zradim b'hacharuvin yesh lahem Sheviis u'dmein Sheviis yesh lahem biur u'dmein biur. Now, as we mentioned the beginning of this parak, things which are plants or grow from the ground, even if they're not edible by humans or by animals, if they don't decompose, they just stay there. So there is kedusha Sheviis, right? You have to treat it with kedusha, but you don't have to get rid of it because it's not so valuable. It doesn't decompose. The idea behind biur is that you have to treat it with value and take a vacation, take a sabbatical during Sheviis. So lule zradim, these are branches of a zered tree, b'charuvin, or a carob tree. Yesh lahem Sheviis u'dmein Sheviis, yesh lahem biur u'dmein biur. These branches eventually fall off. Carob trees, the branches fall off. Zradim trees, I don't know exactly what zradim are, but imagine any tree where the branches during the winter are going to fall off, not just the leaves. So there's something which are going to decompose. Once they fall off a tree, they're going to decompose, so they have a little bit of value. You have to mavire them also. Luveha, Eile literally means the goddess. If you look this up on Google, it's a type of tree indigenous to Israel, actually. It's in the family of pistachio tree. That would translate loosely as pistachio trees. Bitna, both nim in Israel means peanuts. This is talking about a thorn tree. Yesh lahem Sheviis man Sheviis. These branches, they have kedusha Sheviis like everything. Ein lahem biur, lo man biur, but they don't have beer. You don't have to get rid of them, and you don't have to. If you buy something with their branch, you don't have, because these things generally stay on the trees, and they're never decomposing. They stay on the trees throughout the winter. Any tree that where the branches would stay on throughout the winter would not be allowed, would not necessitate biur. But the leaves, even trees where the wood, the branches stay on the tree, during the winter, unless it's an evergreen tree, deciduous trees, the leaves fall off. So if they fall off, so then they decompose the leaves. So for they have not only kedusha Sheviis, but also they have biur. You have to get rid of them. They have some value, and you have to get rid of them by the prescribed time. I hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in a Mishna.